Welcome, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here, playing Hearts of Iron Black Ice. And that's playing as U.S.A. And I've just spent, an hour and 30 minutes chatting with a bunch of cool people live about various things, including the game. So you can find the live stream if you want to watch it later, or show up live sometime and get a lot of interesting talks that back and forth with the chat there. Now, we are in a desperate situation. This ain't good. If you didn't watch the end of that, that was a battleship task force. The Oklahoma is limping back. That was the other battleship division, somewhat taken down. And that, if I remember correctly, had 5 carriers in it. Or was it? Okay, the Yorktown. Don't know. Oh, that was probably from that was probably from the other battleship division. And I'm not sure what that. Okay, so yeah, we're they lost their carriers, so they had flown to Wake Island and are heading back to get. So we are in a bad situation here. We are also pushing against here. Now, strategies. Paul, who is currently live in chat, and others have been asking and suggesting about what to do European strategy. I don't believe I have enough controlling air power here. Now, I am sending in this carrier group here, which only has 3, though it has 4 carriers. Why doesn't it have the 4th? I don't know. I'm CAG, but they're just coming here, dropping off some units and heading back out. I don't know if I have enough air power to dominate this part of the world, to protect my sea power, to keep from having invasions happen yet. Taking out some of these islands. So, if you take out here, they can march back and forth here unless you have a sea unit there. But taking out some of these islands, we very well may do so at some point. But my thoughts is to push down here, come down here, and trap and destroy all of these Italian units here, eventually, hopefully, as being the goal. And once you do that, hopefully weakening Italy severely. Then, at that point, which will take a while to do that, then we're looking at possibly, I don't know, the Balearic Islands look like they're a nice, probably easy target. And maybe, resecuring Cyprus and Crete or whatnot. Then possibly Italy or Spain or something, and we will see at that point the stage of the Soviet push into Europe. I mean, they may get to Berlin before we get into, seriously into European landings. So we will see how that goes. And that's just sort of my thoughts on operations upcoming. So, but those are just, plans. Plans are subject to change. I really love you guys giving me your thoughts on it. Don't think I don't care, even if I don't follow what you suggest. I do care, and I do appreciate it. Now, fortunately, we've destroyed most of the German units. There's a little bit that had been lent over from, I guess, this Panzer Army already. So these guys are going to be a bit weaker. They're going to be facing more Italian units. This HQ is a German unit controlled by Italy. We would give them metal for money, certainly. You can have metal for money, certainly, because one thing America does have in this game is resources. Okay. Okay, so single engine armor research prototype. Okay, spotting advance. Maybe that's what's putting us. Yes, 45. So let's come over here. We're getting close to 44. So yes, increase our fighter prototype research. we could do basing. That would be useful. Oh boy, what are we facing here? Okay, the Panzer, but these militia zones, militia units shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be, not saying that they are, they aren't, but yeah, I'm sort of waiting for these guys to, and that way circle around. Why they're getting such good defenses? Maybe there's a lot of units in that HQ that are fighting well. Okay, yes, money, nice. And a lot of Japanese transport still over here. Control that base. Oh, goody. Let's move over here. I didn't spot that base until just now. Quite honestly. Bring in air from there. Yeah, I know we have anti-aircraft guns, but we're going to do ground attack. We're facing anti-aircraft guns. Money for fuel, yes. Money for fuel. Doing the attack. You support the attack. I don't want to get cut off. You're still coming. Yeah, you're almost there. There we go. And yes, this is why I'm not playing well, because I get focused on one theater and I'm not looking everywhere. Okay, so we got surplus molybdenum. Airborne warfare research has advanced. Is that they have a lot of wonderful technologies, so much that it's sometimes hard to figure out where they are. I do try to, okay, airborne. That over here? Yes, okay, 44. Yeah, we'll let that continue. Even though we have no airborne units, but if we ever do get them, I want them to be excellent. What is this? Venezuela? No. Okay, well, they have fighters up against us, which is not a happy thing. I'm going to move these fighters up to here. Hey, Beam Slam, how you doing? I'm doing very well myself. Okay, okay, air intercept. Don't need supplies. Okay, they lost a sub out here, the North Sea. We won this battle here, and they're going on, and we're going to join that there. Now we're hitting them from 3 provinces. Only one of them's behind the river. You come this way, you come this way. Okay, we got this fleet back to here. Now you come back to here and we'll pick up more forces and move them towards the front. Now here that we are here. Okay. Let's send, well, let's not just yet. We have the, let's see, the 5th Army here. They've got parachutists, reconnaissance. I'm going to strip some of these. Okay, the 7th Army here. Well, no, what we're going to do is we're going to 7th Army and Veteran Division 8. Let's move in this. What I want to do here is, because when you change commanders, you reduce down their readiness elements. So what I'm going to do is change commanders with just a few small inconsequential units. So that's going to reduce down those units. Now I'm going to come over to the 7th Army and the Veteran HQ here and hit R. And we're going to move over the Ranger Battalion, the light armor, and the tank destroyer unit. Now let's look. Yeah, a reconnaissance armor bar unit. There we go. What's okay? Let's look at this. What's its speed when it's going somewhere? Okay, 409. Not terribly fast because it's not a motorized. Unit. So the Rangers. So let's look at that. I think that maxes out, so that doesn't give them anymore. But okay, so there we go. That's artillery, light armor, tank destroyers. That should be a reasonably effective division. Let's move that forward. Okay. This unit here. Okay, well that's pretty fast. So let's see. Do we have any fast other units that we want to put there? I think giving that heavy AA unit would just slow it down. I think doing the engineers would too. So we're going to keep this as a fast mechanized force. Well, let's just move it this way. And here, yeah, that's full. No, no, I was mostly blathering before you showed up, so really haven't revenge for that. We are heading back to Pearl to lick our wounds still for losing the big fleet. Okay. Cruiser, heavy artillery, anti-air. Car designs have improved. Very nice. Yeah, I guess we can let that continue, but we still have a little more. That being researched. Let's just. Okay, well, pause. Where was it? Let's pause. So, off the Battle of Costa Raton, Saipan here. These motor torpedo boats are. We're going to spam out a bunch more, and they've been very good. So, we've taken out a Japanese CVL. Okay, Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen is a popular name of a group of African American pilots who fought in World War II. Formerly, they were formed the 332nd Fighter Group and the 477th Bombardment Group of the United States Army Air Corps. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first African American military aviators in the United States Armed Forces during World War II. African Americans in many states were still subject to Jim Crow laws. Well, many as in southern states, which are well less than half, but yeah, they were subject to those for sure. American military was radically segregated. Well, yeah. Please, please, sir. You know, some things upset me. Okay. Or is it saying, oh, it's racially segregated right now, radically racially segregated? Yeah. Can you name to me a significant military, and I'll take, not right now in chat or later in the post below on YouTube, a major military in World War II that was not racially segregated. I'm waiting to hear that answer. Now you might go, oh well, hey, Russians units weren't, or something like that. Well, there were definitely Russian units, shall we say, or Soviet Union units, maybe I should say, that were made up of peoples from, Turkmenistan or whatever, that aren't, we wouldn't call them Europeans or whatever genetically. And some of those might not be overly racially segregated, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on it. But you did not have, okay, so you maybe had some of their Eastern peoples there, and, you may go, well, Finland. Yeah, well, Finland, Finland or Norway or whatever, they have no significant numbers of different racial groups, So, the Japanese army was racially segregated. we can talk about whether some Koreans were put into the Japanese army, but is that really racially segregated? Maybe yes, maybe no. But even there, they formed like Indian Army, units from captured Indian soldiers, or they set up in Manchukuo, more or less Manchukuo puppet troops that were Russians. There's some of that may be based on the idea of language because they didn't maybe speak a lot of Japanese. I mean, probably a little bit of Japanese just because they're living in Japanese-controlled territory. But, maybe having most of the language of command being in Russian or something. Britain, of course, was racially segregated its armed forces. And to a point they still do. But, and the idea of having Gurkha units that have maybe now some Gurkha officers, people guys from Nepal. But you don't get just average privates from Britain going into a Gurkha unit in Britain. Yeah, you get white officers. Sometimes they're multi-generational professionals that are doing that. Yeah, fine. But, you don't get some guy from London joining as a private into a Gurkha unit. You don't, yeah, I know Gurkhas are Nepal a subgroup of Nepalese, and they're not inherently British citizens, though a bunch of them, if they serve long enough, get British citizenship, and then sometimes their children do join up. But that is a racially segregated unit, I would say, to this day. So I don't know of and so you're pointing out, I feel this whole thing and a lot of this stuff is pointing out the obvious, but trying to make America look bad, saying that they're racially segregated in America. Yeah, and every fucking where else on the planet too. So what's your point? It's like saying, hey, yeah, American Army is made up of American soldiers. They didn't let in foreigners. Well, in fact, they did. But, well, yeah, I mean, it's just the basic facts of the time. Talking about swearing that way. Okay. Flying a Microsoft flying simulator, cool. Yeah. These kind of things are getting to me more and more. That you're pointing these stuff out. Without giving context. Tuskegee Airmen were subjected to racial discrimination both within and outside the Army. Despite these adversities, they trained and flew with distinction. All black military pilots who trained in the United States trained at Tuskegee, Alabama, where also the Tuskegee experiments happened. Yes, trust your government. Your government's always good. It was initially equipped with P-40 Warhawks. However, they were equipped for the initial combat missions with P-39 era Cobras, and then later P-47. Yes. Okay. Break the barrier and deploy them. Never mind, we don't need them. Why do we lose? Oh, we get a fighter group deploys in Algeria. Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, and to the best of my knowledge, let's also give credit where credit is due, people. To the best of my knowledge, the first armed forces that largely, not entirely, I doubt, I'm not an expert on it, the first armed forces that largely desegregated or became non-segregated was the United States Armed Forces. Yay! We were the first. So why don't they point that out? And why don't they point out that in racially desegregating the armed forces, Democrats got fucking pissed. And they, under President Wilson, okay, I'll dox myself a little bit. I went to Wilson High School, named after President Wilson. Under President Wilson, a Democratic president who's the high school is still named Wilson High School, and yeah, there's lots of non-white students there. But he's a Democratic president, resegregated the American armed forces. It was the Republicans before him that desegregated the armed forces. This is before World War I. America desegregates its armed forces. It is the Democrats under Wilson that resegregates it, and FDR continues the process. Yes, I know Eleanor is cited as the champion for desegregation. Well, they never desegregate the armed forces. They just allow segregated fighter units. So yes, Democrats be bad. Whenever you hear anything bad about America, it's the Democrats that are doing it, not the Republicans. You don't have to like the Republicans. You can think the Republicans are bad and evil for desegregating and treating everybody equally, but hey, that's their mission. Now, modern day Democrats, they want to treat everybody differently because the poor racial minorities need special help that, white people don't need because white people are just a little bit better. We're not prejudiced against you guys. We just want to help you out specially. Yeah, because you need it. Your special needs. No longer trying to keep them down like they were in the 40s or the 30s maybe, but they see them now as special needs people as opposed to people to keep down. But yeah, it's racial segregation. President shall reform, yeah, whatever. And then Algiers in North Africa, spearhead president formed the spear headquarters of the Marine Division, spearhead at Camp Elliott in San Diego, sure. Our forces ask for money again. I hate this element of the game. The USS Colorado lost, the Lexington lost, the Yorktown lost, depressing. Mixed support artillery, okay. Upgrade your airborne, yes. We don't need any rationing. We have more than enough resources for everything. We've lost very high popularity, gone down to just high or normal. Well, but we did take out the Yamato and the Musashi in our battles. President France's annexed Vichy. France is now part of their country. Go to. Okay. Well, I was sort of planning on coming in here and doing some naval invasions or whatnot, and to take out what was left of Vichy France. But I'm glad I got to keep this part of Vichy France here, because I need it to supply. But mentioning that, what is the name of this province? Bizerta. So let's go over here, create a supply convoy. Let's run it out of Washington, D.C. and no, okay, it's up. No, didn't see it. There we go. Okay, is there something I need to deploy now? Okay. That way we're at least hopefully getting more supplies straight into the front. Hey, Louis. Yeah, that may be the best solution. I like some of their improvements that they've done. You were going to go operate in the Atlantic, but I think we're going to send you to the Pacific. Okay, well, you guys were going to I don't know. I think we're going to send you to North Africa as just sort of garrison troops. So we need okay, this mechanized force, light armor mechanized. So that could even be an armored HQ. I would say it would be fine for that, because they do have armored forces and they're very mechanized. So yeah, 16th Armored Division sounds all right. this is a, yeah, the 42nd. This is going to be, of course, a very motorized infantry division, not an armored division, so good for them. Oh, well, let's see about what sort of commander we have. Oh, we could do better than that. Prescott. We'll go with Collins. Well. I don't know. Those battle commanders, well, maybe we'll get them in the theater and swap out a divisional HQ or something to get them board. The destroyers and another batch here. Big destruction, we need them. In the Pacific. Yes, Lewis, we were talking about it before you came here. Who was it? Mirror Man over on Twitch was saying it was likely a truck bomb, and I think he's correct, but I'm not absolutely sure. But I think he's correct. Okay. Let's send you down that way. I know we could send you into the action, but I'm hoping that all of that will get going. I wish I was motivated to do more modding, because I know I sort of call okay, end of Cold Strike, we'll get to that in a moment. I called for some help with some grunt work, and somebody posted, well, what do you need? And I that was a few weeks ago or whatever, and I never replied back to it because right when I saw it, I wasn't really in the mood to dig up and explain. I sort of reluctantly to say this, because not that I wouldn't mind showing somebody how to do something, but they sort of kind of, I don't want to spend too much time, how do I put this? Sometimes it with some people, and I just in trying to get meaning across, and it's not smart or not smart, trying to get meaning across. Sometimes it's more hassle to try to describe and how to get something to do it than just, even if it's going to take a few hours to do it yourself. Because I'm looking at this, and I know part of this, maybe even most of this, the reason we have so little fuel is because of the Ahoy 3's insane system of putting fuel into the system and sending it back. Because if you notice, 501 into the network, 498 returned to stockpile. Okay, so, and then traded away and convoyed out. I'm not exactly sure. Traded away is not that I'm selling fuel. Well, let me just check and make sure I'm not selling fuel. Oh, trades here. Okay. Export. Let's. Okay, that's oil, not fuel. Just making sure. That's importing fuel, so it's A big green line. Just go up here and make sure. I'm not selling any fuel. I'm importing some fuel. What the traded away here is like sending fuel to Britain to fuel ships based in Britain, okay, or sending fuel to Saudi Arabia for, well, some ships based here, but units based here. So that is what the traded away means. Now that doesn't mean that it's not, some of that's not then returned to stockpile. I'm not sure convoyed out is different. I don't know exactly what that means, but so we're down by a huge amount, and we have plenty of oil. And we were talking about sure, no problem, Paul. Glad you are. Just sort of giving you the credit where credit's due. Talking about changes that Black Ice has made, some of this may be their fault, but the U.S. should not have a fuel problem. Now, it might be should have a fuel problem, up here at the front lines is how much it can get, into the front lines, sure, but not back here in Washington, D.C. So right now, because they should have so much oil, America radically increased during the war, including some stuff very much in the heart of America, because it was in the heart of America, radically increased its refining capacity. So it should be refining huge amounts of fuel. So I don't know whether refining efficiency, and now this may be my fault for not researching up here a little bit, but I think it should have huge super bonus, sort of like these special things here, like M1 Garand and P51 Mustang. It should have fuel refining super bonus. Research this. That just converts huge amounts of oil to fuel. So, again, a little bit maybe by not caring about the oil well enough. So, yeah, but I'm not even sure if that is refining oil to fuel or refining like coal to fuel. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Okay, National Labor Board or National War Labor Board on November 20th finally agreed with a contract acceptable to the union and contractors. This fixed the mine wage at 57.07 US dollars a week and provided $40 USD to each miner for retroactive payment for underground travel time. Okay. Yes, we want stronger units. Japanese forces land on Entawak in the Marshall Islands. This gives them yet another, yes. Okay, so this, I should have, well, whatever. Okay. Bing visits the boys, we've lost that effect. We'll probably have another possibility. Do it. So yeah, maybe like every month have an event that spams in fuel to keep the cushion big. Yeah, let's form that agricultural industry. Lose some money, gain manpower and lots of supplies. Yeah. California's lost, the West Virginia's lost. We don't need supplies. We have more supplies than we know what to do with. More supplies, at least. Not necessarily more oil. Comet sighted. Economic boost ICs, money down 10% till February. Okay. Yeah, at this point, I know it sounds like gamers just griping on things, but these guys, I should organize them up, but I don't think I will. Let's move Patton forward so he doesn't get too far out. I can move Fifth Army forward. Battling Portugal now. Oh, that's right. Well, maybe we should attack Portugal. Like in Angola or somewhere. With this division. Where's our fleet? Did I send our fleet all the way back? Yeah, I did. I sent it back to the U.S. Not that that's a bad idea. Just right here. Yeah, because we're only moving at 2 kilometers. Fucking it out. Oh, man. The problem is also when you start to collaborate with somebody, they've got to agree with what you're doing to want to help you. And so you need to have someone either that shares your vision enough or someone who is just willing to go, yeah, whatever you want, that's fine. I'm willing to make it, you know. Now that we're no longer defending. Let's see, what do we have here? Do we have any particular speedy units? We do, but you're already attacking. Okay. So you go there. You go there. You go there. I think we're going to get this very soon. All right, well, we're going to end this episode. Don't want to get these too long, but we're going to, of course, keep playing on the live stream. And we're going to, oh, do we have something get deployed? No, we just shifting ICs around. So we're going to do some more production decisions here, starting at the next episode. So I want to thank particularly Tim, Strongarm, Niagro, Timothy, and Sir Choi Jet for support over on Patreon. But what I really ask you all to do is, if you're new here, smash the like button. Everybody lick the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Boy, if I'm messing this up. Lick the like button and post a comment, because comments really do feed the algorithm. And what I really want to do with this channel is grow things. Growth would be my greatest joy with this channel. So if you can post a comment, it really does help. So, and of course, just watching helps. So thank you all so much. See you next time for more, yes, even more Hearts of Iron.